What's up, Vern? How's it going, girl?
Girl.
Man, it's been a doozy.
It's been a doozy.
We've been away for a while, but it's all good.
We back.
And
We're
you
back.
know, we're not just out here not doing.
Right.
We handling a few things.
And who are we?
Natalie Hayden.
Laverne Badger.
Exposed, y'all. We here.
Okay, let's sing Exposed. I want y'all to hear this.
What?
Say Exposed.
Exposed.
I'm telling you, that's how she has to come with the intro every time.
Oh
we
my
do
God!
Exposed.
Welcome to Exposed.
There we
Nah,
go.
not really.
So yeah, we've been pretty busy these last couple weeks, but we miss you guys.
Yes.
We miss you guys. We miss the feedback. We miss being in front of the podcast, just having fun and talking girl talk. And so
We are here at we're in an intimate space. We are having a serious dialogue, and I was like, dude, I think we need to record this. I think we need to have a conversation about this. And this is, a conversation, a topic, which is really important to us. It's about
care.
Self-image, and self-image falls under the umbrella of self-care.
Right.
So you had it right the first time, absolutely. And what's coming out is something that we're all very excited about. I posted about it earlier today, but the premiere of Napoli Ever After is happening. So for those that don't know what Napoli,
roll up your sleeve.
I gotta
You
roll
got
it
to
up.
roll up
Because do
your
y'all
sleeve
know what
on that.
Napoli Ever After? Oh my God, I read the trilogy at least 10 years ago.
So people who don't know that Sanaa Lathan's movie that's coming out on Netflix, Napoli Ever After, was a book.
It's a book, yes.
Okay.
So initially I read all 3 books, and it was in a phase in my life where I was transitioning with hair, and I hadn't quite gone bald yet.
Right.
And me going bald was not something intentional that I did. It wasn't something I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and go ahead and just shave off my hair because I'm having a early or late 20s crisis. It was because I really had some they call it an autoimmune disease, and it just so happened to work out for me. But we're not here to talk about me. We're talking about basically developing a healthy self-image with or without hair, however you've been blessed or not, or endowed,
and whose eyes are you blessed or not blessed?
Absolutely.
It's based on how we define our hair.
Mm-hmm.
So just to elaborate on what Natalie was saying, so she posted we are having an event, just kind of a little luncheon with some young girls, some young women, to start having a conversation on the 23rd, Sunday the 23rd, to just talk about what does it mean, how does our hair affect our self-image. I know it's a cult. I'm not sure if there's the same type of thing that happens in other cultures, but I know in the Black culture that hair is everything.
Oh my God. How many beauty supply stores do we pass?
Right. Hair, in the kitchen with the straightening comb, with the braiding and the beads and the plaits and a whole. I had 3 daughters when they were younger.
All them heads.
3 of my biological daughters. It took a whole weekend to do hair. You hear me? It was serious business to do hair. But we wanted to kind of talk about that with some of the young girls as to what they think about hair in today's world of weave, quick weaves, sister locks,
baby hair on the side,
the edges. Let me look.
Girl, you good. You got your edges. At least you got some edges, because let's talk about that too.
Right.
You ain't got no edges.
When you're doing the most and you lose your hair trying to keep up an image of what hair means to you. And so as an adult, you kind of make your own decisions, but how do you get to adulthood with how you grew up? Like, I knew it was a ritual to get our hair braided once a week, and my mother was French braiding, putting beads in, slapping coconut oil on our scalp. It was just one of those things. And then when we thought we were gonna be cute,
Easter Sunday,
it was pressed. We
Yes.
couldn't wait I could not wait for that day when picture day or something when I can get my bang to get curled up or have my hair hanging, you know, having a little length to it and stuff. So yeah, so we gonna just kind of talk about that, and you know, we always have to connect it to abuse.
Yes.
And self-image is one of those things. Like, how do we feel that we were able to, the type of woman we grew up into, thinking so much about how we felt that we looked, which included our hair.
And, you know, tying that, like you said, into abuse, like, what is it that I think about me and what is it that I'm projecting out into the world as acceptance? You know what I'm saying? Self-acceptance and what's valuable to me. You know, many women have, especially African American women, we are so diverse. And that's a gift, if you ask me.
It is
one day you can look like Brandy, the next week you can look like Beyonce, the next week you can look like Halle Berry. You know, we just have that flexibility. But what resonates with you most? And that's really what we want to get to the meat of. Where do you find your authentic self wrapped up in all of this hair? Let's start unveiling and exposing and pulling back, like, what is really important, you know?
So how did you grow up? How was hair for you growing up?
Hair was really interesting for me. I had a perm by the time I was 7. And that's really early. My mom, she didn't know what she was doing. She gave me a perm at 7. Then, like, by the time I was 9 or 10, I had a jewelry curl, I had an S curl. So my hair was all the way jacked up. You're talking about curl pattern, non-existent. I never grew up with Afro puffs. Ever. Never had an Afro puff. I do remember going to the shop, the beauty salon. That was an experience. You know, sitting and waiting, anticipating, seeing other women in the chair, talk about their issues, have those conversations about how, you know, we going to a wedding, we going to do this, and I got to make sure my hair is right. So I realized that hair was extremely important. And then if it didn't make me feel a certain way, then that was where I dictated or gathered my value. And that was just really, you know, really it for me. So, by the time I got to high school, I think I was pretty cool, you know, still going to, you know, the beauty shops and stuff like that. But
you kept the relaxers
I kept the relaxers and stuff going. But I was just, you know, I thought it was just a normal thing to do.
I got a relaxer when I was 13. I begged for it. Now, I got a relaxer when I was 13, but I got a curl when I was about 10.
Oh,
ain't that something? I was able to have a curl when I was about 10, but I couldn't get a relaxer.
Both of them processed. And chemically damaged.
And so I just was like, but what were we searching for? Why was that so important?
That is what we want to now fix and say that is no more. Because however your hair is or it ends up being, you know, we got to find a way to be okay with that.
So when your mom gave you was that something you requested when she gave you the perm?
You know what? It was a just for me. Every little girl going through that Walgreens, you see that little girl on that box with a beautiful black chocolate girl with the twist curl. And I was like, Mama, I want that to be me. And she went ahead and grabbed that box, and girl, that wasn't even me.
That ain't what we be looking at. That's not what we were looking like.
But you know,
not what we're doing.
mean, my hair was just so slick to my scalp, and you couldn't do nothing with it. You can't even get a curl. I mean, I'm going in too deep. But anyhow, you know, let me take a sip.
This is water.
But on a side note, we really do, we posted, Laverne and I both posted this afternoon about the Nappily Ever After movie premiere that we're going to host, and it's going to be, or just women in general that want to have that conversation and dialogue on what healthy self-image look like when it pertains to our hair,
and being able to give our experiences on our hair, because I did a big chop, for those that know, and 5-6 years ago maybe, somewhere in there, I had an afro about this big. My daughter was like, Mom, you just gonna have to cut it off. Like, I was trying to grow out the relaxer and all that stuff, and I was was tired of being done with the chemicals. But I didn't necessarily want to stop relaxing my hair because of the chemicals. I wanted to stop relaxing. I mean, for me to go natural or have that look of that natural look, I wanted to go let it go because of the chemicals.
Okay.
So we did the big chop Christmas, the 23rd of December. And my family gets together on the 24th of December. And there's a couple pictures of me with that Florida Evans afro.
And
Now, no shade to
I was
Florida
gonna say,
Evans.
dang, why you gotta throw some shade? See, that's what I'm talking
No,
about.
see, this is why
that's what I'm talking about.
Right, this is the problem we have in
the
this
problem we have
society is
when we gotta talk about it.
because Flo was rocking her
Yes.
fro, and I'm like, nope, that ain't for me. And so but I did it. I did the whole coil thing. I tried to embrace it, but it just wasn't working for me. I never really felt completely beautiful in
Takes
that
time.
hair. But I just felt like, but is that because what did beauty mean to me in regards to hair? Like, I see some beautiful women these days now. Like, I love how we have evolved with hair.
Yes.
Even including the weaves. I think that when you make a decision as an adult to have weave, then that's your decision. You spend your money on what you want to spend your money on. But when it starts affecting children to where they don't want, they're afraid that if their hair is a little nappy around the edges or a little coiled up around the edges, they snatch it. They want some.
They want to be slick and
Slick
smooth,
and
some gel,
smooth,
some
gel
jam.
down.
Remember
Right.
jam?
Right.
Jam
Black.
was like, it literally could hold
tar. Tar. But when they don't want their hair in their natural state, and they don't feel good about that, that's a problem.
Oh, I got a quick little shout out. I have somebody that is a hair expert, and she has been on my hair journey and my non-hair journey for a very long time, 10 plus years, like 10, 12 plus years. And I'm not
Shout her
gonna.
out. What's her name?
Tamiko Streeter. She is the bomb. If you guys don't know her, y'all should just look her up. But she is an expert. She's like behind the scenes, like science, why our hair is the way it is.
Right.
What's best for your hair, every type of texture. She got the rhythm and the rhyme. So I'm gonna shout her out simply because I would love for us to have a conversation with her at some point to break down, these complexities that we deal with as a culture in our hair.
Right. And she does all natural hair.
All natural hair. She don't do weaves, y'all. So you go to her, you can't get in her chair and be like, can you do this? She can't do it.
Now, my daughter does hair as well, Hair by Tyann, and so she's a natural stylist, but she does protective styles, and protective styles for me is one of these. And so it's not putting a lot of stress. I think this is kind of crocheted or something, but it's not putting a whole lot of stress on your hair. She's allowing my hair to
And y'all,
get
she got
stronger.
edges, y'all. She got them edges.
My daughter has kept me with some edges. She don't play them games, but she's an educator of hair. She doesn't do relaxers anymore. She does a lot of kids, like I said, protective styles, and also wanting to get her opinion on who sits in her chair and how does she transition, because she used to do relaxers.
Yeah.
She used to do relaxers.
Yep.
She used to do all the quick weave and the glue.
And I
all
believe
that
Miko
stuff.
did too. Tamiko
So
did
what
too.
was the that would be interesting to
Y'all,
hear
we
what the
need y'all to come in and
Yes.
join us. So Napoli Ever After movie preview, that's going to be a Sunday, the 23rd,
The
I want to say.
23rd, yep.
And the details are on our page. We'll post it again. Reach out to Laverne or I directly if you
And
want to.
seats are limited because
Yeah.
we still want and it's free, and it really is. It's just us getting together with some young girls and young women and older women, because there's some women our age that have complexes with their hair.
Yep.
And maybe we need to have one that's women only, adults only, so we can really start diving into maybe some issues. But the goal is to be able to love on one another for a few hours about whatever your hair looks like. If you look at the flyer I put out there, I had my natural.
Yep.
The Florida Evans was back. The Florida Evans afro was
Dang.
back. It was back because I cut off my sister locks, and so underneath here I have my hair is short, and I don't want to relax or anything like that. So right now I'm just getting some protective styles until it grows out, so I can figure out what I want to do with my natural hair. But I am not comfortable with that look. That's not me.
Yeah.
But that's okay for somebody else. Like you losing your hair, Natalie has a great head.
Thank you.
Have you ever had a breakup and cut your hair? There's something about cutting your hair.
Yeah,
and
I've
doing
heard
something
about
different
that.
with your hair after a major breakup.
You know what? See, I don't go through that. I didn't do that with my hair. I just really work out and get in the best shape that I possibly can.
So you can piss them off.
So I can just be like, let me just walk on by. I'm just kidding. I'm just
That's not
kidding.
what you do,
That's
children.
not what you do, guys. But I do it simply because I want to feel good about myself. And that's the only space that I'm in. Now, if he's just so happy to see me and I'm looking good, then, I mean,
That's
it is what it is. It's a bonus. But
Now,
never
me,
the big chop.
I did a big chop, and I think because my hair, I've never had a problem with growing hair. My hair has always been a nice length, and my ex liked hair, like he liked women with long hair. So for me, it was like I was tired of hair. I didn't want to be in salons, couldn't really afford it, so I was always with some old bootleg hairdo with long hair. I'm telling you, this is what it was.
What's a bootleg hairdo?
I'm telling you.
What is a bootleg hairdo?
A house relaxer that you do on your own and try to curl and bump it yourself and maybe go get a quick haircut from somebody and try to maintain it, but it wasn't really being maintained right. So just not good. Just so I can keep the long hair. But when I broke up and I got done with him for real, girl, I went and my hair, I went and chopped it off, but it was chopped Halle Berry chop. Like it was relaxer, laid, slick to the side, back shaved off. You couldn't tell me nothing
But
for 1 week. And then we had to do it all over again.
Yeah, that maintenance.
Right.
You
The
become a
maintenance
slave.
of that
Yep.
a short hairdo is just, it was not what's up, and it was not conducive to the budget that I had at the time to say I'm gonna be in some shop. My daughter wasn't doing hair at that time, so
you was paying.
I was paying, you know. Now my hair is free. I just
Ain't that amazing? I done gave you life, so now you get to do my hair. Lifetime hairstyles.
free hairstyles.
You just buy the weave.
Right.
You just go get-
I
get
just
the
go buy the
weave.
hair. She like, you just go buy the hair, Mom. So, but anyway, I just was like, there's just so many things that we go into, but I just feel like we all have some experience growing up with hair, whether it's the bond that you have when you between your mom's legs and she's combing your hair, or when I would be combing my kids' hair and we talking, or you know, even getting popped with the comb because your head you ain't keeping still, and you like, I don't know.
I remember those. Now that you say that, it got me reminiscing. I think back when I was in high school, when I lived with my cousin at the time. We're 10 years apart, and we would literally sit and watch Friends, and I would grease her scalp. And I mean, like, you would just be taking that comb and you just be parting it, and then she will switch.
Right.
I'll be in between her legs and she'll be greasing my scalp. And now when I'm doing my daughter's hair, Riley's hair, Riley, that's like a soothing thing for her. Riley likes when I do her hair.
Right.
She thinks it's, Mommy, it makes me feel like it feels good when you're doing my hair.
Right.
So there is a bonding
There's definitely a
component
bonding
to it.
component to when, you know, and having that not necessarily wanting anybody else to do your daughter's hair, especially at a young age.
That's a whole nother episode.
That's another
That's a whole
episode.
nother episode.
But it creates it starts building on how girls feel about their hair
and themselves.
Because if you have an image in your mind of what you should look like, and you don't look like that becomes a problem.
Let me tell you something, and this will probably be the last thing that we talk about before we wrap it up. But Riley says something to me all the time, and she's 7 years old. She's very smart and intelligent, and she semi has a hair complex. I know she does. Riley says to me, "Mommy, you have no hair. You're bald." And I said, "You know what? You're right. I feel like if I had any type of reservations or insecurities about my baldness, she would not be as comfortable with me being bald."
Right.
When we go out in public, and she's the first one to say, "My mom has no hair, she's bald, and she's actually okay with it." And I be like, "Shit, you damn right. I'm good with this."
Right.
And I love that she can pick that up, so kids can pick up so many things about how we view ourselves off of, like, I'm not just gonna say hair, but lashes, nails, anything that you can think of, getting your eyebrows done, all of the external things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to constantly remind my daughter, not saying that this is everybody, but as for me, hair is no big deal. It's not a big deal at this moment in my life, because I'd rather focus it on other
But we
things.
want to make sure that to get to this place, how did we get to this place?
How do we? So we got to talk about the in between.
Right.
Yes.
Like it's the in between, like when hair was important.
Right.
Like we were saying with the Sunday, Easter, being able to wait until you can get your hair pressed and curled and have people see how long your hair was. And so, when you don't have it, or you start to lose it for various reasons, whether it's chemicals that you've used, color that you've gone through, health reasons, whatever the reasons, there's a transition that,
It's almost like mourning a loss, because when my hair was thinning and I had an autoimmune situation, it was like I had cancer, not even lying. I had to grieve the loss of my hair.
Wow.
I mean, that's a whole nother situation in
Wow.
and of itself, but I had to go through all of those phases.
Right.
It was a very traumatic situation for me, where I'm like, oh my God, what does that mean? I'm a woman and my hair doesn't grow like other women's hair. Am I less of a woman because I don't have the hair, the voluptuous, beautiful, full, all of these? And then it was interesting.
But when you start seeing beautiful women with different textured hair, and
different styles of
then
hair,
you can start thinking differently, I think, because when I was younger, who were the black women with the big afros? And it was either the big afros or the long weaves. There was no in between, or some braids. It'd be some braids or something like that. But but now girls have so much
to choose
from.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
And so, but we just want to encourage that. So
we do.
Yeah.
So guys, we are gonna wrap it up. We just wanted to have this candid conversation with you all, and we hope that some of you all can join us. It's actually the 23rd. That's in a couple weeks, or is it next week? Just kidding. It's next week Sunday.
Next week Sunday.
Next week Sunday, we're gonna do the movie premiere of Napoli Ever After. The information is posted already. Reach out to any one of us, and we will make it happen. Seats are limited, though.
Yeah, seats are limited. We, like we said earlier, it's free. We're gonna
Free.com, y'all. Free.com. And then we're gonna provide what snacks?
Some snacks. We're gonna do some snacks and some lunch, and have some few guest speakers come in and talk, and then some special goodie bags. And so
that's nice.
I know, right? Some goodie
She
bags.
always doing extra stuff. Dang.
So we got to do some extra goodie bags for the. So you got to make sure that you RSVP, so I know how many bags we need.
Yes.
So
until next time, guys. Natalie Hayden,
Laverne Badger
with Exposed. And we gonna rock on out this way.
Who's playing in the background?
That's Robert Glasper. I love Robert Glasper.
I don't know.
I actually seen him live Oh, he's amazing.
Is he?
Y'all know
He
about
sounds
Robert
good.
Glasper?
He
Yes, he's
sounds
good.
good. He
Good,
sounds
good, good. He's the bomb.
And we don't own the rights to.
No, we don't. That's a disclaimer.
We don't
That's
own
just
the rights to
my
this.
own little chill out music, you know. But guys, have a great evening.
Have a great week. We will see you next week.
That's right. And we may have some news for you, or we may not. Either way, we'll see y'all.
We will be back.
Yes.
All right. Love you guys.
Good night.
Mwah.